Hello, my Marcopisuians. Welcome back to part 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, yes, part 6 of Everlasting Summer. Last time we lost a card game because we didn't believe in the heart of the cards strongly enough. So we got labeled a sexual predator. At least not yet. That's what Eliza said she was going to do, but she has not done it yet. It's the next day. We went to bed. We got our rest, and now we're going to see what happens in today's lineup. First and foremost, I came out of the cabin and hid in the bushes behind it, waiting for Olga Dmitrievna to leave. Actually, I didn't have any particular reason to behave this way. But the voice within me kept telling me that I have nothing to do at the lineup. After the camp leader left, I went back to the cabin and I decided to wait for breakfast there. Yes'm. Well, I'm not planning on taking part in community life today. Cleaning and organizing, that's not what someone in my situation should be doing. 2 days have passed, and I'm still right where I started. All the residents seemed to be perfectly ordinary people. They weren't involved in any conspiracy, weren't communicating with aliens, and had no idea about time warps. Of course, each of them is a bit this is a hard word to say. Each one of them is a bit peculiar, but those peculiarities do not seem out of line at all. Moreover, if I had met any of these pioneers in my familiar world, I wouldn't suspect anything wrong. I apologize, English is my 18th language. I am from Siberia, not Serbia. Big difference. They seem to be even more normal and natural than, let's say, yours truly. This line of reasoning was quite logical. The illogical part was the absence of answers. Ordinary people in an extraordinary place. I've heard and seen that already, somewhere. Dozens of pioneers, or even more, live their familiar lives and do their regular stuff day by day. They don't understand that the world around them is not what it looks like. Okay? But this is their point of view. As for me, I'm not acquainted with the world of the Sovianok camp and its residents, even if they seem to behave the way normal people would under the same circumstances. I have to decide here and now, are those people involved in what's happening to me? Can they give me any answers? Or do I have to seek the truth somewhere else? Am I gay? It seems I overdid a bit with the thinking. There's no usual crowd of hungry pioneers near the canteen. Or even inside the canteen. Most of them probably had their breakfast before 9 a.m. That's even better. 2's company, 3's a crowd. Lena was sitting in the farthest corner of the canteen, lazily picking with her fork at an amorphous lump that vaguely resembled porridge. Having a breakfast with her seems like a good idea. We can have a chat in peace, or at least try to have one. I was on the way to her table when suddenly somebody grabbed me by the sleeves. Xenia, the librarian. Get your meal and... That's almost... She sounds kind of like Lena's voice. Oh, whatever. Get your... God, I can't do it. I just... Get your meal and come. We need to talk. What are you waiting for? I was a bit confused. Pardon, isn't this a bit too sudden? What's wrong? Get your meal and sit down. I suppose that she considers her behavior completely normal. Sorry, but I promised Lena, or fine, wait a minute. I don't know what this librarian wants with me, but I kind of like Lena. She's studious and pretty cute. I was sure that Lena wouldn't mind if I sat next to her. Hold on. Wait a second. Sorry. Maybe later. Kind of feel like a dick for brushing her off like that. Maybe she wanted something important. Well, we're going on. Life is about making mistakes. Some of them you can't come back from. Others you can. We'll see. I gently loosened my sleeve from her grip and headed towards the farthest corner of the canteen. Xenia was shouting something in my direction, but I tried to ignore her. Hi. Good morning. Having heard the librarian shouting, Lena had been stealing glances at me for a while. Morning. Strangely enough, she didn't blush, but smiled instead. Would you mind if I join you? I'll get my meal and be back in no time. Yes, sure. In a minute, I was already sitting in front of her with a simple set of plates on a tray. Porridge, 2 poached eggs, 4 pieces of a wheat bread, a boiled sausage, and a glass of compote made of unknown fruits and berries. Have a nice meal. Thanks. I was trying to eat as neatly as I could, no chomping, smearing the food, or spilling the cum pot all over myself. It seems that eating like a human and not like a hog was not that hard at all. As usual, Lena remained silent, which means I should start the conversation. Going to the dance tonight? Probably. She was silent for a while. And you? I don't know yet. Though I didn't want to go there at all. I didn't like dance parties since my school days. Why so? What do you mean? My mind was still far away in my school times. Why don't you want to go? I didn't say I don't want to. Okay then. But if you're inviting me. Lena turned red and looked away. I don't really... Sorry, just kidding. I felt confused. I'd better not joke like that. Fine. Lena said indifferently and focused on her food, while her face turned even more red. Why am I stuck on this dance as if we have nothing else to talk about? But wait, is there actually anything? By the way, maybe you know what Xenia wanted to ask me. Huh? I mean, when I just came in, she wanted something from me. I don't know. I see. The conversation reached a dead end, so I tried to seem fully focused on my meal. Lena finished her breakfast first. I should go. See you later. See you. I was finished chewing on the sausage, which tasted like a twisted pear cable. I wonder if they have internet access here. I guess not. A pioneer sitting at the next table noticed me talking to myself and stared at me. I smiled and waved to him in return. After such a friendly greeting, he, for some reason, left the canteen quickly without finishing his breakfast. Done with the food, it's time to search for some clues. As I take a sip of Wawa. I hope you guys are all staying hydrated out there. At least for my sake. Sometime later, I finally came... Wait, let me rephrase that. Sometime later, I finally came to the infirmary. I have nothing to do in that place. Though the nurse seemed quite caring, it's better to keep a distance from her. Such benevolence is actually scary. She may know something, but I just hadn't had the courage to enter the infirmary. Moreover, I had no reason to. Not a single one. Immersed in my own thoughts, I didn't notice the nurse who was standing on the porch. Hi there, pioneer. She came closer. You must be sick. Did you come for medicine? No, I was just wandering around. Oh, a truant I see. But if you're here, I have a serious task for you. I gave her a look of inquiry. The word task made me feel uneasy. It sounded like something inevitable. The nurse smiled spitefully. You both will help me to make an inventory of the supplied medicine which arrived today. Both? Who are we? Perhaps I misheard. But what word could be confused with both? Hi again. Lena emerged from behind the nurse's back. It seemed strange that I hadn't noticed her until now. Come here. Wait, let me rephrase that. Come. Here after dinner. I've explained everything to Lena. She will tell you what to do. Medicine, huh? Supplied today? But Olga Dmitrievna told me that no bus would arrive in the next couple of days. So, there were visitors to our camp today. Yes, they arrived from the city this morning. Why are you asking? Just curious. All right then, pioneer. So tonight after dinner, you'll be here. Maybe Lena was barely noticeable this whole time. Surely she's able to remain invisible like a skilled ninja. I could do it on my own. Strange, she seemed more spirited during lunch. No way. There are a lot of boxes, and a pioneer is always ready. Isn't that so, pioneer? She gazed at me and smiled menacingly. I don't want to spend the whole evening doing something like this, and also I've got some important things to do. But rejecting this request would be really improper. If it wasn't Lena who was standing here, I would definitely think my way out. Okay, I'll come. Or, Olga Dmitrievna asked me to help her tonight. Huh. It seems like they're really pushing us towards the Lena route. I mean, I'll guess I'll help her with the boxes. I'll be nice. I'll come. I mean, it does have come. I feel like I have to choose it. If there's come, I'll be there. Nice. That's how a true pioneer should answer. Even after these words, I barely came. A step closer to be prepared, always prepared motto. I just realized that every time I pause with the come, there's a lot of come in this game. There's a plethora of come, which is pretty epic if you ask me. Then you can go. I looked at Lena, who was still staring at the ground. I guess all that time she spent staring at the ground was enough to learn everything there is to know about the life and habits of different insects. Plus, Lena likes to read, so she probably read many biological, botanical, and so on books. Perhaps she wants to become an entomologist. I wonder what they study. Where will you head next? Lena's words drew me away from the obscure thoughts. We've been standing at the square for some time, and my speculations about bugs' lives were only an attempt to escape this awkward situation. Though, why did I see it awkward? Just don't forget, alright? Don't forget what? Well, tonight, after dinner, at the infirmary. Her face got a slightly grumpy look to it. No way, that's impossible. Alright. Right after dinner, I'm at your service. I thought too late at my words. Lena blushed even harder. I need to find a way to ease this situation. Why did the nurse ask you to do it? I don't know. I was just sitting on the bench and reading a book when she came. And it's smart to ask a reliable person who would never say no. Okay. Well then, after dinner. Okay. I'll be off then. Yes, sure. She walked off somewhere besides the clubs. Beside the clubs. And I just stood at the square for some time. So what's next? I decided to visit my cabin in order to collect my phone. I don't know where I'll find myself today, but having a watch is always useful. Though having a wristwatch is much easier. Suddenly I heard a different tune, which was cutting through the usual noise of the camp. I listened to it carefully. Sounds like an electric guitar. 3 repeating chords. No more. But the melody still felt somehow warm, as if a vacuum tube-based audio amplifier was used. Could there be such a luxury here? The sound was definitely coming. from somewhere near the stage. I wonder who that could be. I should go take a look. Who cares? I better keep on looking for answers. Yeah, I'll see who's playing the music. Why not? Coming to the stage area, I caught sight of Eliza on that stage. The girl was giving it all with her eyes closed. She placed one of her legs upon the speaker and was swaying her body with the rhythm of the music. A little pantsu shot here. I couldn't recognize the melody, but I was pretty sure that I've heard it before. Probably something from Soviet rock. Not to be confused with Dimitri's cock. I could have named a dozen bands in this genre right off the bat, but I was hardly an expert. Take a sip of Wawa here. Delicious. The song seemed really simple. Literally just a 3-chord progression. Probably even I could have played it, given some time to practice. I wonder where Eliza got her playing skills. In the USSR, such music has never been nationally acclaimed. The future rock star wasn't taking any notice of me. It was like she was trying to become one with the music, to resound in every note, in every bar, in every triplet. Rock heroes of the 80s instantly came to my mind. Many of them were devoted to the music in a similar way. If she got dressed in something more suitable for that period's fashion instead of her pioneer uniform, no one would notice the difference. Her performance was coming to an end. Picking out a last couple of chords, Eliza finally noticed me. Did you like it? She doesn't seem as surprised as I would have expected. Yeah, that was cool. As if you could do any better, smiled Eliza slyly. I'm not saying that I can do better. I'm not a pro in music. No doubt. Yep. I didn't know what to tell her next and was heading on my way. Wait a minute, Baka. What? Heard about the evening dance party? I thought it was a ball. Ball, dance party, what's the difference? She frowned. Yes, I did. And so what? Are you going to go? After throwing those words, she turned away. I'm not sure. And you? What am I going to do there? Watch a herd of morons? There was some truth in Eliza's words, but this open disrespect surprised me. It's clear that it's not the idea of a ball that she hates. But why? What do you mean? What do you mean by why? Well, why don't you want to come? Dance parties ought to be fun. Do you really think so? Annoyance flashed in her voice. I don't know. But I thought that you would... Never liked them, she interrupted me. There's absolutely nothing to do at such parties. I see. So what's your plan then? I asked just to keep the conversation going. I'll just carry on practicing. What are you practicing? The song, Baka. Bacanaro. Bacanaro. The song, dumbass. You even heard it. Eliza had gone totally mad. A few more wrong questions and I will have to run for my life. Who wrote that song? I did. So you wrote it by yourself? By myself. Cool. An awkward silence hung in the air. Okay then. Don't you want to listen or something, Baka? Didn't I just hear it? That's not what I meant. She pouted. I ain't gonna lie, like Eliza she'd be kind of attractive right now. Like she's moving up on the list for sure. But I think I don't know how it's gonna work out in the end. We'll have to see how our relationship develops with the other ladies. The whole song, it's just a jam for now. Come on. Do it then. Not right now. Well, don't do it then. I felt uncertain about what she wanted from me. You mean you don't want me to play, Baka? Seems like I frustrated her. I got ready for her to smash the guitar on my foreskin or something even worse. But there was only an upset expression on Eliza's face. I want to. I told you. Come here tonight then. I'll play it for you. Oh, looks like we're gonna have to decide whether to help Lena with like the whole nursing unboxing of the new medicine, or picking Eliza. I'm sure we're gonna run into like a bunch of other girls and we're gonna have to pick like who do we go to. But yeah, that's pretty epic. For me? How cute. Tonight's the dance party. You said that you wouldn't go. I didn't say that. Frankly speaking, I didn't want to go, but messing around with Divache was no good either. Olga Dmitrievna wouldn't like it. Screw her, said Eliza, getting steamed up. Aw, dude. I don't know. Truthfully, I don't know what to pick. She's kind of she's a bit of a tomboy and a tsundere, so like, I'm thinking yes, but like I would feel like a real bag of dingleberries if I was like that to Lena. But it has cum in it, so that was my rule for this episode. If it's coming, I'll be there. Okay, I'll come. Between Shame, the dance party, and Eliza's mad guitar skills, I'd rather pick the latter. Good boy, she smiled strangely. I was just wondering if the decision I made was a right one when suddenly I was interrupted by a ringing, calling the pioneers for lunch. I looked towards the canteen. I suppose it's time to go. Hunger is a sharp thorn. I turned around with an intent to call Liza to come along, but she looked so cheerless and down. Every musician should know when it's time to leave, I grumbled under my breath. Who is marching forward in a row? It is our pioneer squad. Pioneers in a row usually march on the canteen in the Sovietnok camp. I was looking for a place where no one would disturb me, like what happened before, just so I can eat in peace. And for that, I have to at least not be the last one to come. I'm never the last one to come, I assure you of that. I never played Cum Muffin, but I imagine if I did, I would instantly coom. Group masturbation starts in 5 minutes. Be there, be square. But I was pretty sure whatever happens here happens whether I want it or not. The canteen was crammed, as full as an egg. Olga Dmitrievna was standing at the entrance, guarding it like a hawk with her giant freaking milkers. Well, Markapi, were you working hard today? Hard enough. Well done, truly well done, and the hardest is yet to come. I don't know if it's just this game or like my mind, but I'm just seeing a lot of cum in this dialogue here. I just bet. Fine, take a seat next to the girls. She pointed at the table next to the pillar. Slavia, Oleana, and Lena were already sitting there. Not bad company. At least, not the worst. I got my meal and went up to them. Do you mind if I sit here? I caught myself sounding a bit clueless. There was no other free places anyway. No, of course not. Please. Gosh, freaking lollies in their hype. Please do. Lena remained silent. Today the meal consisted of a plate of borscht. I suspected there was some meat lurking in it, but I had no evidence. Some poultry, chances are chickenus domesticus, with fried potatoes and a traditional glass of cum. Pot. I found myself liking the local food more and more. I guess I just came to the conclusion that I have no other choice, which means that there's no use in complaining. Thank God there's something to eat. A comin' to the ball tonight? I don't know. Though I already had my arrangement with Eliza. Oh, okay, so maybe we can, the way I said it, I think the ball happens, Or, oh wait, no, but Eliza said like you have to choose. I don't know. Maybe I can go to both. Who knows? Either way, we'll probably be in deep doo-doo later. He'll come. Come. He got nowhere to go, Uliana said happily. You will come. For sure. Of course. I can't miss the opportunity to watch you make a fool of yourself. She got it right, so I decided not to reply. And what about you? I asked Helena. Yes, she replied briefly. See, you should go too then, said Slavia as if leaving me no choice. Don't forget to wear your tailcoat. Apparently, Uliana was so pleased with her joke that she was LOLing. But I really had nothing to wear. My wardrobe was just a pioneer uniform and my winter clothes, which would be inappropriate even in the evening. And what will you be dressed in, entertainer? Secret! Will it be a little dress just like a kindergartner's matinee? Uliana turned red. Looks like I managed to offend her. No, I will wear a biohazard suit just so I don't catch an infection from you. I wonder what kind of infection are you afraid of catching from me? Enough, you guys. Don't quarrel. Idiocy, of course. Looks like Uliana was highly pleased with her, as she thought. Brilliant answer again. You know, if you already have the flu, you can't catch a cold. Two can play at that game. What are you implying? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. I looked away slyly. Do you mean that? She went red again. I don't mean anything. Guys, given that it was Lena who interfered, it probably really was time to stop. It's time to stop. You're asking for it. You're gonna get it. What? You'll finally wise up? That was a coom sound effect. That was coom sound effect number 5. It sounds like to me. Instead of replying, Uliana grabbed her plate filled with borscht and tipped it over my head. This game met an unexpected finale. Oh, you little... She jumped up and tried to run away. But this time she won't get away. I grabbed her hand. And now what? I can't just smash her head against the table. This pantomime lasted a few seconds. Coom sound effect number 6. Suddenly, Uliana skillfully grabbed a glass full of cum pot and splashed it in my face. That way she managed to get free of my grip. She dashed off towards the counter and I chased her. This resulted in several flip tables, a pile of smashed tableware, 5 pioneers crippled by various injuries, and full exhaustion of both parties. We crippled 5 people. Okay, that's epic. A draw, sort of. A belligerent draw, with too much belligerence. We stood before each other and breathed heavily. Tell me you won't behave this way again. And you? Olga Dmitrinov snuck up on us from behind, her hands on her hips, exposing her giant milkers upon her handkerchief. When you think about it, such a riot couldn't go unnoticed. Well, are you satisfied with yourselves now? Her voice appeared to be calm, but I was sure she was just about to explode. And who's gonna clean up all this mess? Exactly what happened. Who? I'm asking you. Who? Him, replied Uliana with complete confidence. Her, I objected less confidently. Both. The camp leader brought a conclusive end to this ongoing argument. Generally, I wasn't sure that my share of the blame is more than hers. Although Uliana didn't have a drop of guilt on her face. Beat it! I'm not cleaning. Ain't nobody got time for that. This is his fault. He started it first. No, it isn't. Oh, yes, it is. I'm not going to sort out all this nonsense. Markapi, go grab a mop, a bucket, some cloths, you know, that kind of stuff in the closet. And as for you... She looked at Ulyana with such a burning gaze that I felt a bit sorry for the girl. You. Start to pick up the broken tableware immediately. Olga Dmitrievna took a deep breath and continued. You're nothing but trouble. How many times have I told you? I decided to skip the lecture and went to the closet that appeared to be near the exit. Suddenly a perfect idea flashed in my head. Why don't I just run away? Sure, Olga Dmitrievna has caught us already, but I'm not the one to blame. Of course, I'm not that true pioneer she keeps talking about, but in comparison to Ulyana? Anyway, she's the principal culprit. It's not like I have nothing better to do cleaning up the mess here. I have to seek answers. The truth is out there somewhere, flashed through my mind. Run away, or stay and help Ulyana with cleaning up. Well, geez, Rick. Why can't we just turn ourselves into a pickle? That'd be pretty funny. You see, if we help Ulyana with cleaning up, I just hope that we don't, try to get close to her. Because, that would be the worst path to choose. If we somehow ended up on the Ulyana path, that was the worst case scenario. I'd rather go for Electro Nick before Ulyana. But running away might make things difficult, just with the whole we live with the camp leader situation. I guess I'll stay and help clean up. Nah, running away is hardly a good idea. For starters, Olga Dmitrievna has caught me already, and dashing off would only aggravate my punishment. As well as that, I was indeed partially guilty. Of course it was all her fault, but if I hadn't reacted like that, probably we could have avoided this thrashing. Probably. I opened the cabinet and took out a broom, a mop, and a dustpan. Olga Dmitrievna wasn't anywhere near Ulyana by the time I returned. She's gone? Can't you see for yourself? Ulyana looked upset. All her youthful spirit vanished without a trace. Okay, hang on a second. I'll go wash myself a bit first. I shot her an angry glance and headed towards the exit. I washed the scraps of lunch off myself and returned to the canteen. Well, no escaping it. We have to clean it up. It's all because of you. Just a single gaze from her gave me the creeps. Of course it is. It's me who's guilty of everything. It's me who's a local natural hazard. Oh, shut up. Still, it's kind of strange that she's not trying to avoid this cleanup duty. Ulyana had a solid opportunity to just run away and leave me alone, but somehow she did the exact opposite. Diligently gathering broken plate fragments, mopping the floor, picking up chairs and tables. In fact, she was so fast that I had a tough time keeping up with her. Well, now, aren't you suddenly acting all goody-goody? It's not like I want to spend the whole day here, you dork! She still sounded irritated. Listen, you've got to understand that you can't behave like that. At least, not to such an extent. For some reason, I decided to try and give her a moral lecture. I haven't done a thing! It was you who was calling me names! Ulyana grabbed a bucket and a mop and went to the farthest corner of the canteen. Looks like she's still angry. Looking back at the mountain of broken tableware, I finally began to understand the scope of the catastrophe. We're lucky that the forks and spoons are made of metal. We still have something to eat with, but there are hardly any plates. Hey! Ulyana called me with a shout. I went over to her. I don't get it. Why do you hate me so much? Her face became so serious that I was ready to believe that it wasn't just yet another trick of hers. That's refreshing. Why do you think so? I have no idea. That's exactly why I'm asking you. I don't hate you. It's just that sometimes you behave like, well, you know. As simple as that, but still true. Like what? I have no idea. She lifted her gaze to me, boiling with curiosity. Well, for starters, what's the big idea in pouring the cum pot all over me? You were asking for it. She smiled for the first time since we started cleaning. Yeah, sure. I heaved a deep sigh. So, what do you expect from the others then? Nothing, she replied acidly. This discussion was over, so I just continued cleaning up in silence. It took us a few hours to fix up the canteen. At last, all the broken tableware was gone, chairs and tables were in the designated places, the floor looked clean. We were sitting together with Ulyana next to the food counter, breathing heavily, deservedly resting. Now, you see how much effort had to be put in just because of a silly trick? But I'm not tired at all, though the sweat pouring down her face told the opposite story. Oh well, good for you. So what are we gonna do next? I don't know about you, but I'd rather go. Nope, that's not all. You have to. She hesitated. To help me with another little thing. Okay, I regret not running away. We made the wrong decision, boys. I apologize. That's my bad. I knew this was... I knew this... damn it. Thinking of another silly prank? You bet. She was smiling broadly. I'm not your man here. I'm more than fed up with just one punishment for today. Okay, here's the deal. If you help me now, there won't be any more pranks. Sure, that was an inviting prospect, but somehow I couldn't bring myself to trust Ulyana even for a moment. Well, it wouldn't hurt to ask. So, what is your cunning plan? We're gonna steal the candy. Nani? I should have expected something like that. Candy is for kids. Soon the chef will go to dump out the trash. Nobody's gonna see us. Count me out. Whatever. She grunted and turned away. Then I'll do it myself. And I won't allow... I couldn't even finish the sentence as Ulyana already jumped over the counter, ran to the cabinet, opened the door, and started rummaging through it. Hey, cut that. It's not like you haven't got enough problems with Olga Dmitrievna. She didn't reply. You won't get away with just cleaning duty for something like that. Ulyana closed the cabinet. She held a huge bag of candy in her hands. You little... Put it back. She stuck out her tongue at me and dashed off through the back door. I couldn't just leave it at that. I darted off in pursuit. Why would I do that? I don't care what she does. That's her punishment. What? Give me a choice to not run after her. I object. Phoenix, right, man. Sure, the girl had quite a head start, but I still funneled all my energy into the chase. I won't lose her again. We ran through the square, turned at the music club building, and came out onto the forest trail. I'd almost caught Ulyana when she stopped abruptly. I couldn't pull up as sharply, so I crashed into her, sending us sprawling. We rolled down onto the grass. This is not epic. Gotcha. I gave a victorious shout. No, you didn't, she replied with an ashamed tone. Ulyana was lying under me. Her face was right next to mine. I felt her erratic breathing and the heat of her body. Sure, right now she's only a child, but soon enough she'll become a woman. What the heck? This is not... I did not sign up for this. No. It was pretty embarrassing. You gonna rape me? She said, coming back to her senses. What is this dialogue? You want me to? Anyway, it was more like a game to her. Sure do. Rape away. She gave a cunning smile and snorted quietly. Or was it just my imagination? I'm not really in the mood. Whatever. What is this? Ulyana reached up and bit me on the nose. I wasn't expecting that and even pulled back a little. Just a moment of hesitation was enough for her to wrestle out and run a dozen feet away. Watch it! You're gonna regret this later. Regret not raping it? What the heck is this game? She laughed out loud. She lolled and disappeared into the woods. The candy bag was left lying on the ground near me. I wonder if she dropped it on purpose. It's getting near dinner time, so I had to hurry up and return the candy, and preferably, very preferably, stay under the radar. Of course, I'll explain the situation. It was Olyana who had stolen them, but who's gonna believe me? Olga Dmitrievna was already waiting for me at the entrance of the canteen. Good job, Markapi. On what? I hid the bag of sweets behind my back. The bag was transparent and too big to put in the pocket. I was talking about the cleanup. Everything is clean and tidy. Well, yeah. And where is Olyana? I wish I knew. She'll come soon. Wait, she'll come soon. Okay then, go and have your dinner. I entered the canteen. To my utter lack of surprise, it was full. Now, I really don't know how to return the bag without being noticed. Sure, I could do it in the evening, but what do I do with it now? Markapi, a Markapi. I turned around. Slavia was in front of me. Wow, what is that? She looked at the bag that I didn't manage to hide in time. Caught red-handed, or more like sweet-handed, time to prepare for a scolding. These are sweets. Where from? I stole them, damn it. Got them from Olyana. Oh, I see. Same old song and dance. What do you mean? It's not the first time she's stolen sweets. And why am I not surprised? Let me handle this. Thanks. Slavia saved the day yet again. She took the bag and headed towards the buffet. I had no desire to listen what she was going to say while returning the sweets, so I started to look around the canteen looking for a place to sit. It seems that I will have to share a dinner table with Electronic and Shurik. There were no more places to sit. Alright, I think we're going to call it there. I was just waiting for an opportunity to end, but it's so continuous, I couldn't find anything. But this seems like a good enough place to stop after the whole, rape situation. So that's probably we're going to call it there. That was episode 5 of Everlasting Summer. Part 5 even. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you liked the video. Comment and even subscribe to my channel while ringing that notification bell. That would be quite epic of you if I do say so myself. So, we'll end it off there. And as always, please, I'm begging you, help me find a girlfriend. And bye-bye.